you know what? I just realized how dark it is. Give me a second. Maybe that's better. Yeah, you know what? That's a little bit better. It was extremely dark before. So I haven't done one of these Slushie lives in a while, and I kind of felt like just doing a random live stream that didn't involve gaming or anything, just a chill live stream. There's no, there's no like meat to this live stream. There's no gaming. There's nothing like that. It's just a chill live stream where I'm just gonna talk and do random shit like that. Uh, I got a TV show going. If it's too loud, let me know and I'll shut it down a little bit. So yeah, I just wanted to give a couple updates as far as a couple of things go. I feel like this is like more of a setup for like an apology video. Like if I just did something extremely controversial and wrong, like I got this lighting above me, kind of aiming down. This is like perfect lighting for like an apology, like one of those super fake YouTube apologies where they don't mean anything that they're saying. No, I don't have anything to apologize for. I've done nothing wrong. I've committed no crimes. I didn't rob any bank. I didn't commit any crimes. So don't look at me. I didn't do it. All because the guy was wearing a black 21 Pilot shirt and he looked exactly like me doesn't mean it was me that did it. So let's not get that twisted. I'm just screwing around. So you know what? I'm going to turn that down. It's distracting me. So. Where's the goddamn remote? Okay. Oh, no. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to pause it. What the hell? Okay. And I'm going to throw the remote on the ground, evidently. Okay, so I can't really see the screen too well because I have it down low just so my phone doesn't go dead. I'm filming this off my phone. Also, I have a couple of drinks I'm going to try out on the stream just for the hell of it. So I got this Beetlejuice, Fanta, and then I got this extremely old Mountain Dew Livewire, which is probably not going to be a very fun experience, so that might be something I do just for the fun of it. Probably won't be super pleasant, but it is what it is. And I got this beer right here, this Bud Select. Don't drink unless you're 21. That's the thing you have to say here, otherwise you get in trouble with YouTube. So don't drink unless you're 21. Or, you know, you could just decide not to drink at all. That's another thing. I don't really drink very often. I drink occasionally whenever I just see it hanging around. I'm just like, what the hell? Might as well. Let me make sure. Get everything here. I've never done it on here since they've updated it, so I don't know what any of this stuff is. I don't know what the hell. What does this plus button do? Start a poll, start a Q&A. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know what any of this crap is. Is that filters? I have no idea. I'm not going to keep pressing buttons because I don't know what they do. But yeah, so as far as the 10,000 subscriber special goes, I'm going to be doing that soon. I don't even know if anybody's watching this that has seen my post on my community tab about doing the special, but I've just been so preoccupied with so many different things like work, and then of course coming home after work and filming videos, editing the videos, and just recently, of course, the TikTok ban went into effect, which also impacts the way that I edit my videos, because I use CapCut for most of my video editing, especially like transitions and stuff, because they have a lot of really cool transitions that are already pre-made, so you don't have to put a lot of time into it, which sucks because since it's ran by TikTok's parent company, now I don't have access to that, which blows. So that's one thing that's kind of a negative that I've had to deal with the last couple of days. So now the ability to edit videos, it hasn't changed because I still can use several other apps that I have, but it's just not as fun. It's not as good. The other apps are nowhere near as good as CapCut. It's just one of the best editing apps there is, besides like Sony Vegas and like huge apps. And I'm not going to pay like hundreds of dollars for an app. I'm just not going to do that. Hey, what's going on, Pirate Stringer? Happy to have you. I haven't seen you stream for a long time. It's been a long time since I did one of these. To be fair, I don't know why. I really enjoyed doing these back in the day, so I might come back and do an occasional, maybe a weekly Slushie live, because you know what, I kind of miss doing these. Dr. Goldie, what's going on? I dropped by your stream earlier. It was pretty fun. I ran into doing some stuff, had to do some housework and stuff, so I wasn't able to hang around for too long. But always happy to lend a like and a view to support. Uh, but yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. I haven't played Roblox in a while either, but every time I see someone else playing it, I'm like, you know what? I ought to make a video on that just because I kind of get remotivated by watching other people do it. Also, I can't wait for Sinister Smiles 3 and that new game that you're working on. I'm really excited for because you make some pretty uh the jump scares are there's always at least one or two jump scares that really scare me with your games, and then the others I've kind of acclimated myself by the point that they start happening, where I'm just like, okay, you know what, I'm preparing myself now. But the first couple of jump scares that happen, it definitely scares the crap out of me. I'm like, whoa. Oh, that's great. If I'm not busy, I'll be down to watch your streams. I appreciate that, Pirate Springer. Also, I'm happy to see that you've had great success on YouTube too, because I remember when I started watching you. Oh my God, I think we were both in like the hundreds as far as subscribers go. Now we've really shot up as far as subscribers go. That's just awesome. I think almost all my friends that I've known on YouTube have at least all the ones that make content have at least 1,000 subscribers now, which is it's awesome. It's awesome to see. I love seeing excuse me. I love seeing friends like progress in the world. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun and brings a lot of happiness. Thanks, man. Yeah, you know what? You know what, Dr. Goldie? I'm gonna do it. Can I do it on here? Yeah, I can. I'm gonna add you as a moderator for the shits and giggles of it. Uh, there you go. You're pretty awesome. I only give moderators to the cool folks and the people who I really respect. So that's where that comes from. Wearing my 21 Pilot shirt, can't really see it too well because it's kind of dark here. Again, this is perfect lighting for like a YouTube apology. Uh, but I got nothing to apologize for. That's not what this is. I got to make that clear because it definitely has the proper lighting. It kind of looks gloomy and dark, and that's definitely not the vibe I'm trying to go for. It just so happens that, you know what, maybe the darkness just follows me. Maybe the darkness is an old friend that just follows me everywhere I go. To be fair, you know what, everybody's followed by darkness because everyone's followed by a shadow that watches you even when you sleep. Now, if that creeps you out, I apologize. That's just one of those late night thoughts that I get almost every night. I'm like, that's creepy. And then I kind of sit in bed for like a good hour and a half trying to figure out how I'm going to go to sleep when I think about things like that. Or you see a shadow in the back of your room, and it's really just a couple of boxes stacked on top of each other, but it's all the shadows in the shape of a person, and it's just standing there. And then you turn on the light, then it goes away. You turn it off, it's back. It's like, okay, I'm not going to bed tonight. That's so true. We both definitely made progress on YouTube. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. And not doing anything super clickbaity either, like just making horror content, video games, and Five Nights at Freddy's fan games and stuff like that. And I've always prided myself on not doing clickbait stuff. Like in my early days of YouTube, I was so desperate for views that I was just making videos that I didn't even enjoy doing. I was just like throwing crap out there. Haven't done that in a long time, and I'm so glad I haven't because I hate videos like that. Very cringy, very bad. You know, I only make videos on horror games and just stuff I'm interested in. Excuse me. Like if I do like I have a couple reviews that are about to be in the come out on the channel, and the only reason I did them is because I genuinely enjoyed doing them. Uh, some reviews are fun. Some of them I don't really feel the need to upload. I've done like 15 different reviews, most of which I'll never upload. I'll probably just delete them. But yeah, I am legitimately scared to try this. I mean, I love Livewire Mountain Dew, by the way. But the thing that I'm scared about is it's been sitting on this table over here, the living room table. It's been sitting there for like 4 months, and I know soda stays good for a while, but this thing it expired November 25th, 2024. I bought it way earlier than that. I bought it in like September, so maybe it's been longer than 3 months. So it's been sitting there since September. I'll say that much, and it's obviously now January 19th, which is kind of making me freaked out because the label is starting to get sun dried. I guess that's what you'd call it, or the ink is starting to come off the bottle. because it's been sitting in the sun so long. Does it even have carbonation? Oh my god, it's rough. It has a little bit. It kind of hissed like a snake in the garden. Oh, god. Let me smell it. Let me smell it. Oh, god. It smells like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe that. It doesn't smell. It doesn't smell like dangerous or nothing, but it doesn't have a smell that directly makes me want to drink it. Kind of makes me want to pour it down the drain. To be real with you, but yeah. So, anyways, I got way off track. That 10,000 subscriber special, it's coming. I've been trying to build up the. It's not even. It's not even like courage to do it because it's not going to be something that's terrible. It's not like dangerous. I'm not going to die from doing it. It's just something that I don't know. I'm so freaked out by because there's so without spoiling it. I always like trying to save the surprise until the video drops, but it's just so involved. There's so many different things that I would have to do it in one day. That's what I'm kind of scared about because and I go to work the next day. Like tomorrow's Monday, I'm off for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Day after that, uh, unless they call a snow day or a cold weather day, I am screwed because there's no way that I'm going to be able to get any sleep after doing this challenge. So I'm kind of terrified for that reason. But that's why I've been holding off. But I think tomorrow, when I go back to my house and I'm not at my girlfriend's house, I'm gonna definitely just do the challenge and say, screw it, whatever, let's get it over with. I agree, nobody doesn't want to hear clickbait at all, but I'm glad we both avoided this path of fake content. Yeah, I always did this thing, like back in the day, I did this thing where I'd make a video and I would like I did this one Tide Pod thing. Like the Tide Pod challenge was like the stupid thing that was happening back in the day. And I did this one thing where I pretended like I was going to eat the Tide Pods, and that was basically my take on clickbait video. It was basically like a skit. You know, it wasn't necessarily 100% fake. Like some people will make a video title and not do anything of what's in the title. They'll just throw it all together and just get the views from it. I was trying to like bank off of the views by doing my own creative spin on it. But even then, I really didn't enjoy making content like that. So that's why now I just kind of make game content because I love playing video games and I love supporting independent developers. It's a lot of fun. It really is. Um, yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. But yeah, making fake content's never fun. I can't stand it. I hate watching it. When I look back on it when I did it, I don't even laugh at it. It's really not a fun time. I hated doing it. But yeah, that's kind of my view on that, anyways. Um, Sometimes I don't even know what to talk about in these. I really just kind of ramble and just talk about random crap that doesn't have any merits or reason of existing. But I guess I could talk about things that I've been doing. Uh, Recorded like 15 VR game videos today, upon which at the very end I dropped my VR headset and I was terrified because I thought the thing was broke because a piece fell off of it. And that's an expensive thing to break. So I was kind of sitting here freaking out for a minute until I realized it was just a small piece that you could put back on. But I know nothing about technology, so that was kind of a scary moment for me. Like I literally was about to have a panic attack. That's like a $300 mistake, and that's not an easy mistake to fix. So um, I'm just glad that it was a part that you could put back on because I was kind of having a freak out moment. But so yeah, I filmed a bunch of VR videos. I don't even know which of them I'm gonna upload, if any of them. I just kind of when I start making videos, I just record a crap ton of videos and then I decide what to upload or what not to upload based on quality. And you know what? Sometimes I find videos that I thought would be fun to upload, and then I watch them before editing, and I'm like, you know what? That sucks. I'm not releasing that. And there's been a couple of times actually I've been proven wrong by just the amount of views and stuff and attention that they get. Like I'll make a video the other day. Not I guess it's been more than the other day. A couple days ago I made a video on NFL Pro Era 2025. And initially I was going to delete it because I thought it wouldn't be something a lot of people would want to watch. And it turned out, for some reason, a lot of people wanted to watch it. It got over 1,000 views already. So I'm not always right. I've made some. I can almost guarantee I've probably deleted some videos that would have been successful on YouTube. I just, if I don't want to watch it, I generally don't put it out. But that was the one exception where I was like, yeah, what the hell? It's a 40-minute video. I'll cut it down to 35 or whatever, and then post it. Maybe a couple people will laugh at it. But hey, it seemed to work out in my favor, so that's awesome. And that's another thing I don't like doing is I see a lot of people only making videos to get views out of it. Like, you're not making videos for the fun of making videos. You're just doing it to get popular or trend or go viral and stuff. I just make videos for the fun. And if there ever is a time whenever something I do goes viral, I mean, I'll be happy about it. I mean, who the hell's could be upset? But that's never, I don't think that should ever be your goal unless you're legitimately trying to make a career out of being a YouTuber. Just have fun with it, man. I feel like once you start making a job out of everything, uh, when you start making a job out of something that's meant to be fun, you start to enjoy it less. And like that's why in a way I'm kind of glad I don't get paid by YouTube because I feel like if I did, I'd make this more serious than it really needs to be. I mean, I'm making videos, I'm playing video games for fun. Right now it's a fun thing, but I see so many people who get big and it's like they seem to only do it because they have an obligation. I don't want to have an obligation, like wake up and be like, you know what, I got to play this game because the people in the comments are begging for it, so I got to go play the new Minecraft game or the new whatever. It's like I only want to do this for fun. So I mean, if I ever do get paid, I'm just not going to take it seriously because I already work a regular job that I'll retire into. So I'm not really too focused on making it big on YouTube. I just do it for the pure sake of enjoyment. And the fun thing is, whenever I have a kid in the future, I can be like, hey, look, this is how your dad was. He was an idiot. He's still, you know what? He's still an idiot, but this is him 10 years ago whenever he was playing Roblox and he had terrible videos with no commentary and they were laggy. And then show him a newer video and be like, yep, that was 6 years ago. Fantastic. You know what? Your dad was still stupid, but not as. Oh, I never seen a video of you almost broke your VR. I haven't been watching your videos for a long time. Yeah, you know what? It is what it is. What it is. You know, I don't get upset by it. I don't expect everybody to like tune in and stuff. Everyone's got their own personal lives. Everyone's got their own stuff going on. I don't even have a lot of time to watch a lot of people I used to watch either. Whenever I get a notification, I'll generally like when I'm at work, I'll put it on and I'll listen to it. I don't have much time to watch videos, but I do listen to them. So that's kind of what I do. I just that's my way of giving support while I don't, like I said, I don't have the time to literally just sit here and watch video after video, but I'll definitely try to give the view and the watch time for sure. But yeah, I didn't actually film myself dropping it. I was filming the game, and since I don't have a face cam available for VR yet, um, you might even hear it on the video. You might even hear the VR drop, but you're not going to actually see it drop. I can't wait to watch it. I haven't even checked the playback on it, but I feel like that's going to be hilarious. Because I was playing a shooter game in VR, and the thing was, at the end of the video, since it's the last video in the series, I put the gun in my head to end the video and stuff as a joke, and I literally dropped it right when that happened. To send off the video, I was just trying to make a little goofy joke out of it, and I wound up making a big oops. Almost a bigger oops than it was. By the way, this beer here, this Bud Select, it's definitely not good anymore. I might drink it just because I hate wasting things, but it's so not good. I've had it sitting around too long. As I mentioned at the beginning of this, I don't really drink beer. And so this kind of sits here for a while until I finally get the desire to drink it. And apparently my desire took too long because it tastes really, I don't know how to describe it. It's not disgusting, but it's definitely not how it was before. Again, I want to point out, don't drink beer unless you're of age, because that's bad. That's bad. That's real bad. YouTube doesn't like it when you promote beer drinking. And I don't blame them, because becoming an alcoholic is not a good thing. It takes you on a path that's no fun. Had too many people in my family become alcoholics, and it just leads you down a dark path. So drink in moderation or don't drink at all. That's the best advice I can give. I have a very addictive personality, and that's one reason why I don't drink it all the time. Because I feel like if I drank this stuff daily, I would become hooked. It would become a problem. I'd become an alcoholic, piss my life away, lose my job, lose my girlfriend, lose my future. You know, that's just not fun. Nothing fun about nothing good comes of becoming an alcoholic. Literally nothing good. So my best advice is just drink in moderation. Always good not to waste your good old beer. Yeah, you know what? Even when something's not exactly peak or it's not at the best of its it's not at the best that it can be, I still don't like wasting it. Same with food. If we have food and it's close to going bad, I'll eat it. I don't like throwing it out. We have a jug of milk in there that's she bought it like I don't know, a week ago or a couple of days, like 4 days ago or something, and she's talking about throwing it out because milk goes bad really quick, especially once you open it. Once you open it, you literally have just a few days to drink it before it starts going terrible. It starts getting expired and chunky, and then it just turns sour. It just gets totally sour. The stages of milk is honestly kind of fascinating. Like I've literally kept milk just to see what happened to it over a period of like a couple weeks, and it's both disgusting and fascinating. I recommend doing it. It's like a science project. Although I wouldn't recommend drinking it. That's not what I'm saying here, because that's not going to lead you anywhere except for the hospital. Maybe the morgue, which I'll take the hospital over the morgue, but honestly, I don't want either. That's why I don't tend to drink expired milk, except for my 7,000 subscriber special when I drink that 2 day old expired, or I guess it was almost a full week old actually expired milk. It wasn't exactly terrible, but once you mix it with the kombucha and the Fireball and all the other nasty stuff I mixed it with, it just, ugh, God, I'm almost getting Vietnam flashbacks just thinking about it. It was god awful. It really was. Whenever you leave beer sitting out for a while, it almost like loses its beer flavor. It almost becomes water, but not like really good tasting water. It becomes like the best I could describe it is if you poured a little bit of soda into a cup of water with ice and then try to drink it. It's like you can taste a little bit of the beer, but at the same time you're like, what the heck? What went wrong? What happened here? And you know what? It even has a little bit of a taste of metal from being in this can, or I guess aluminum it would be. But yeah, I'm just talking absolutely crazily. But crazily, is that a word? I'm making it a word. Uh, I still don't know what any of this stuff is. Sometimes spoiled milk can be used to make cheese, but I don't know if it's recommended. You know what? I'll leave the milk and the cheese making, and the what else do you make with milk? All the stuff you can make with milk. Cheese, milk. What the hell does that? You can't make milk with milk. Milk is just milk. I'm losing it. I'm gonna blame it on the old beer. Uh, like cottage cheese, sour cream, cream cheese, regular cheese, all that stuff. I'm gonna leave that to the people who know what they're doing, like the farmers and stuff, and the people who milk the cows and grate cheese and stuff. You know what? I'm no good at any of that stuff. I'm not a farmer. I'm not a dairy guy person. So I'll leave that to them. I'll just buy the cheese. They make it. I'll buy it. There ain't no way in hell I'm gonna try to make it. I'm not making my own cheese. Woo! I mean, I guess the closest thing would be cottage cheese because I've definitely seen cheese. I've definitely seen milk sit in the fridge so long that it does get chunky like cottage cheese. But I do realize that cottage cheese is technically spoiled milk, and I understand that, but it doesn't taste spoiled. When you eat it, it tastes perfectly fine. It tastes like milk that's close to being spoiled. It doesn't taste disgusting. When you try to smell milk that's about to expire or it's expiring, it doesn't taste appetizing. It tastes disgusting. Makes you want to get sick or something. It just doesn't taste right. I need a shift between weird slash plain tasting and boring tasting drink to something that might kill me. It's not going to kill me. If anything, it's just going to be terrible, and it just won't be good. There's very little carbonation. What happens if I shake this? I want to see if there's enough carbonation in this. There's a little bit. Little bit of carbonation. I'm amazed. Are you gonna blow up? I'd expect it. You know what? You know what? I'm actually impressed. It has enough carbonation it can do this, so I'm not too scared anymore. Actually, it might not actually be bad, which I'm pretty happy about because this is my favorite soda. Fantastic. Oh, I am scared though how fast the carbonation went down. The smell. It's like it's like Smarties mixed with oranges and like expired orange juice with a hint of plastic and like old car tires that's been sitting out in the rain for 3 years. That's what it. I don't even know how you explain that. Oh yeah, that's about as flat as you can get. I don't know how it had any carbonation. There's like no bubbles. As far as like when it goes down your throat, there's no soda sensation at all. It's totally gone. But it doesn't taste terrible. It smells terrible. Well, I guess I shouldn't even say terrible. It smells weird, but it doesn't taste bad. So I'm cool with that. The beer, I'm just gonna have to down it because there's no way I'm gonna be able to just sit here and gradually take a sip after sip. That'll probably make me sick because it just doesn't taste appetizing. Let's see if one of your drinks give you the best flavor. Well, so far the live wire is not terrible. It's just weird. Although I do think that the Beetlejuice Fanta is still totally fine. I mean, I have the case. You can probably see it sitting right there. I have the case sitting right there. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. This is probably the one that's going to taste the most normal. Like the can's not weird. It's totally solid. It's not kind of like bending in. Although I have had this for a while. I just don't think it's gonna be off. You know what? I'll even open it now. What the hell? Yeah, there's a lot of carbonation in this. I don't know why everyone hated this drink. I don't. Did you guys get this in Canada? Because like everyone here in America hated it. Like the Fanta, what is it? Fanta haunted apple. It's supposed to be like caramel apple soda. Everyone here in America hated it, so I'm curious if people across the world hated it. Um, it seems like everybody here hates anything original. Like if anything new or original or kind of different comes out, everyone's like, "Oh my God, that's disgusting." And then people complain. People will complain that we don't get anything original here. It's like it's the same conversation with movies. Like you'll have a remake of a movie that'll come out that's 30 years old. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, why are there remakes of movies? Why? We don't want to see this." Well, if you don't want to see it, why does the movie that's a remake generally make a crap ton of money? And then whenever they make something totally original, the movie fails. So it's like, what's happening here? It's the same with drinks. An original drink, caramel apple soda, comes out. People hate it. But they'll do something to like Coke or something, like make a new version of Coke. And everybody will flock to try it. And what do you think Coke's going to do? Are they going to take bargains and make some unique drink that's never been made before? Or are they going to go make another version of Coke that everybody goes nuts over? Obviously, the safe bet's to go for the new version of Coke instead of being original. And that's the problem with a lot of things in the world is rather than people being original with things, they just decide, you know what, screw it. That's not what works. Let's just copy this trend or copy this drink or movie. That's just a little rant I'm going on. Certain things bother me, and that's one of them. The fact that everyone always complains about originality, but they always support the retreads and stuff. And truthfully, I like them all. You know, like when it comes to movies, I love remakes, I love originals. When it comes to drinks, I love all the different variations of Coke, and I support the weird drinks, the drinks that you've never seen before. I love stuff like that. I love showing both sides because to me, there's a place for all of it. I don't see why you have to be. It's like the same thing with bands. People who like NSYNC say you can't like the Backstreet Boys. People who like I don't know Michael Jackson say you can't like Prince because they were too similar. Or if you like you can't like the Rolling Stones if you like the Beatles. It's like to me you can't. I don't see why you can't just be like, you know what, I like both of them. That's how I am. I had never seen it in any stores. I'll have to take a look around and see if I can find it. Well, if you haven't seen it yet, I doubt it'll be around because it was kind of a Halloween drink. It was made for Halloween to, coincide with the Beetlejuice movie that came out. Oh, let's give her a shot. See if it still tastes the same as it did a few months ago. It's still just as green, so that's good. It's just like a little bit flat, just a little bit. I really need to get to the rest of this case then, because that's a bad sign. These aren't even. I mean, they're old, obviously, because I got them in October or something like that. But they're not that old to the point where they should be getting flat like that. I'm definitely gonna have to chug back a handful of those before they go totally bad, because it's getting close. Also, it's extremely freaking hot in here, but of course it's super cold outside. Can I turn the camera? Is that a thing I could do so I could show outside? Yeah, I can. Good. I'm glad they had this now. This didn't used to be a thing that they had. So I don't even know if you can see out there. No, it's so dark. There. Can't even see the snow. Oh, I guess you can see it a little bit down there. A little bit of snow. There's a lot more than that. You just can't see it super clear. Okay. I really love that YouTube continuously updates the app. It's honestly really cool. I usually buy stuff that's local. That's a good way to be, honestly. That's a good way to be because you support businesses that are around you, and it keeps businesses going, and you support people who are likely, your neighbors and stuff like that. Here where I live, the unfortunate thing about living in the big city is the fact that honestly, there's not a whole lot of local shops. This is why I always love going down to the country because in the country here in Missouri, um, there's more people who are just opening shops themselves. Not big corporations. So that's why I kind of like going down to places like that because then you're supporting your neighbors and not just people who are billionaires and stuff. And truthfully, I'm not somebody who hates billionaires. I know there's people who totally despise billionaires. I really only don't like the ones who only become rich because they were given a bunch of money. Now, the ones who have earned their money and they've gotten rich because they worked so hard for so many years of their life, and now, you know what, they've made it big. Now they're billionaires, which the number is few and far in between, but I respect that. I don't understand the hatred all because they have a ton of money. The ones who are handed millions of dollars and billions of dollars, I'm like, you didn't earn it. There's no reason why you should be proud of being that because you were just handed a bunch of money. I mean, anybody could be rich if someone handed them a quarter, like $1 million. I mean, congratulations. You could put your hand out. That's nothing to really brag about. Lucky you got snow. Yeah, we got a lot of snow. We were snowed in for almost 4 days. 4 days school was shut down, so I didn't even have to work for 4 days. Paid vacation, which is the excuse me, which is the plus side of working in a school district because when school closes, we don't have to go in, and our school pays for the day. So it's almost like we went to work, but we didn't. Um, so yeah, like I was mentioning earlier, that I don't really care about making a ton of money on YouTube, and that's the reason is because I have a job that I can retire into, and I'll be retired by 53. I'm 25 right now. I'm 25 right now, which basically means I really don't. When you look at it, it might sound like 25 to 53. That's a lot, but in consideration, most people don't get to retire until their 70s. There's a guy I work with at the school he's 70 plus years old, my boss, and he's just now considering retirement because that's just how things work. You jump from job to job, and before too long, it's that long before you retire. But since I got into this job so young, I'll be done working pretty soon. Even still, though, I've kind of debated what I would do when I retire. Like, would I just sit at home, become a fat slob? Would I, explore content creating since I'm off and I don't have to worry about anything else, or would I just go ahead and just find me another job? And I'm kind of leaning towards the third thing more so than the others because I've always wanted to do a security job. Like That's all. It's a weird thing to want to do because I feel like a lot of people that work those jobs hate them. Like every guy who I've talked to who works security jobs is always like, "Oh my god, why why would you want to do this? Why would you want to sit at a desk and watch monitors and stuff?" And you know what? I have Five Nights at Freddy's to blame for part of that, but I've always found the graveyard shift so fun, like just sitting there when everyone's asleep, or at least most people are asleep, and you're just sitting there and just it's just such a peaceful job, really. I mean, until something finally happens, which is very rare. Um, 25 as well, yeah. So you know what? That's a great age actually to be able to get into a steady job and retire. Be retired really young, at least younger than most people. Most, like I said, most people don't retire until they're almost 80 years old. My mom is, I believe she's 55, 54. I can't remember the exact number. I believe it's 54, but she'll be retired in I think 12 years, which sucks because with me, I'd have already been retired if I was in her situation. But either way, yeah, needless to say, I'm pretty happy about that. And we get paid health insurance, dental, uh, uh, what am I missing? What am I missing? Vision. We get all that stuff added into our benefits, which is pretty neat. I probably wouldn't even use vision because my vision's pretty damn good already. But maybe I'll use it eventually just to check, make sure that my vision hasn't gone in the toilet. When I start seeing blurry dots, maybe then I'll go. But it's pretty neat to have that at your disposal. Uh, what else do I got to talk about besides like life stuff? Who wants to hear a guy ramble about life stuff? And then nobody except for like maybe my mom. Anyways, who might actually be watching? Uh, Let me see. Things I can talk about besides nasty drinks and life. You know what? I could talk about the latest shows I've been watching. So I'll start it off with the movies as a fun thing, since I'm pretty sure you like movies as well, Pirate Stringer. Uh, so last night we watched a movie called Knock at the Cabin, and we watched a movie called The Watchers. And both of those movies, I just have to say, fantastic. Like, I really didn't expect a whole lot from The Watchers. Like, I expected it to be good, but I didn't expect it to be as good as it was, is what I mean to say. It was pretty interesting. It's definitely something that kind of shocked me and kind of creeped me out. Not in like a typical horror movie way, how most horror movies try to hit you with the jump scares. They try to beat you over the head with the damn jump scares, the constant jump scares in your face. It's like, cut it out. Like, stop. It's not working anymore. Cut it out. But that movie went a different route. Rather than throwing jump scares at you, it tries to unsettle you. Make you creeped out. Like, have a bunch of weird stuff happening that makes you kind of look over your shoulder like, oh my god, what's happening? What's happening back there that I can't see? They're trapped in a forest, and essentially there's these creatures that are there, and they like watching people, and they like observing what you're doing, even when you're sleeping. They just enjoy watching. That the concept of that alone is creepy, but then you add in all the other stuff that happens, and it makes it far more disturbing. So that movie was awesome. Then Knock at the Cabin is kind of like it combines horror with like a faith based movie. Saying the word faith is kind of tricky sometimes, but a faith based horror movie where essentially it's about the end of the world. The four horsemen show up and essentially say, you know what? If you don't make a choice on sacrificing one of your loved ones, apocalypse will happen. And then if you don't make another choice, boom, another apocalypse. Don't make another choice, boom, apocalypse. And basically, if they don't make a choice in a certain amount of time, the apocalypse will happen, wipe out everybody. And they'll be the ones responsible. They might live long enough to see it happen, but everybody around them will die. And that whole idea is freaking terrifying. I can't imagine you're just sitting at home. You're watching bowling on TV. I don't know who watches bowling. I'm sure there's some people who watch bowling. You're watching bowling on TV, and then all of a sudden, knock on the door, you open it up, and there's these four guys standing there telling you the apocalypse is coming, and if you don't sacrifice one of your family members, you're gonna die, and everyone else is gonna die. I mean, it's kind of a tricky situation. Would you sacrifice someone you love to save the whole world? Or, would you just let it ride out and say, screw it? You know what? I don't know those people. I don't care if they die. So it's kind of like an I can't even say the word. It's a dilemma because some people I feel would just go for sacrificing the world for their own gain because, a lot of people frankly are a little bit selfish and they really only see, what, these are my loved ones. I don't care about everybody else's loved ones. I don't care about innocent kids that would die. I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't know them, so they don't matter to me. And to me, that's a terrible way to be. That movie just brings up a lot of questions. Like, I understand a lot of people aren't compassionate and they don't really think about who they might be affecting by doing something like that. I know it's just a movie, but people do this stuff in real life. People are just legitimately not compassionate people. But I feel like when faced with the decision of sacrificing yourself or someone you love versus 7+ billion people in the world, I'm going to choose myself every single time because I'm not going to let innocent people die because I'm so selfish. I won't pull the trigger. Like, to me, it's an easy decision. Like, my girlfriend said she'd go the other way or she just wouldn't be able to make a decision because it'd be such a hard decision to make. And I understand the second part of that. But to me, that's just, you can't put a price on that many lives. I mean, that's so many people. That's a lot of freaking people. Just to save 2 people, 4 people in your family, really? I don't know. That's just the way I see it. But anyways, that movie really brought up a big talking point. The fact that so many people only really care about themselves and their own personal gain and stuff. They don't really care about the whole world as a bigger picture. And it's kind of a sad reality, but that's part of what that film brought up. It's a big talking point. Maybe that's why a lot of people didn't like it because it kind of brought up some feelings towards people and it kind of made people look at themselves, and people hate looking in at themselves. People are scared of it, scared of what they might see looking in the mirror. That sounds very interesting. I'll have to watch it someday. Unless it's on Netflix, I'll watch it. I don't know if it's on Netflix. I have Netflix, but that's not where I watched it. I watched it on Vudu. You know what? I have Netflix on right over here. Let me see. Ah. I don't know if it is or not, but if it is, you know what? I might actually watch it again tonight after this stream because it really was just such an awesome film. I really enjoyed watching it. I love films that make you think and they're not just like mush. You watch so many movies, not even just these days, in general. You watch so many movies and they're just like scraps. They're not really telling a story. They're trying to like just make a movie to make money. They're not really doing it to tell a story or be important or meaningful. It's just thrown together to make a couple quick bucks. Let's see. I really wish it was easier to search on here. Let's see. I'm not seeing it. Oh, but The Watchers is on here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so, anyways. Yeah, so that movie I just mentioned, Knock at the Cabin, that's not on there. But the other one I did, Watchers, The Watchers, that's on there. So if you wanted to watch that, that's available. And it's also a very good movie. It just doesn't really tell like a super deep story. There's not some kind of like deep meaning to it. I guess there kind of could be something they're trying to tell, which I guess the only thing I could take away from it would be, I don't know. I've been thinking about that since I saw it. What's the deep meaning behind it? Because M. Night Shyamalan and his daughter since they both direct stuff now. They never really do something unless there's some kind of purpose behind it. So I'm really trying to grasp what the hell they were trying to, what message they were kind of trying to tell with that story. I mean, I don't know if I could really say anything besides what I already said about it because that would totally spoil the movie, and I don't do that. But there's got to be something they were trying to tell. Maybe I'll figure it out at some point. I'll have to watch it again or something because it's kind of stumped me. Usually I could figure out the meaning behind something right when I'm watching it, but maybe it doesn't have one. Maybe they literally just are surprising me. They're trying to make a movie that doesn't actually have some kind of deep world meaning. Oh God. The reason I'm kind of hesitating here is I'm gonna down this whole can here, and it really doesn't taste good. Like I said, it doesn't taste disgusting or nothing. It's just not. It's not very. It's not gonna be a fun experience. It's not like down in a big jug of Fireball. It's it's like watered down beer, which is not. Oh, it's just not satisfying. Beer's supposed to kind of give you a little bit of a burn, but not this. This has no burn. There's no fun to this at all. Knock on the Cabin. Got it. Yeah. You'll definitely enjoy it. I feel like more people would enjoy Knock at the Cabin than The Watchers, but The Watchers is pretty damn fun. There's also another one you'd probably enjoy. I don't know if you've seen it. It's been out for a while. It's called Alone. It's about this girl who her husband killed himself, and she goes on this trip to kind of start her life over again so she can move on with her life because obviously that's extremely traumatizing. And on her way, she gets met with this stalker guy who just so happens to be a freak. Okay, needless to say, that's not even a spoiler. You watch the trailer and you're gonna get the same idea. He's kind of a psycho, and he kind of tails her for a while, and then just weird, creepy crap happens. That movie was freaking amazing. I wished I would have been in theaters super long time because I would have loved to have seen that in theaters. That's definitely a movie I feel like anybody would love. It's so disturbing. It's so creepy. I really enjoyed it. I bought like 3 copies of it. I bought it on digital, I bought it on Google Play Movies, and I bought it on DVD because it was just so worth it. I love that movie. It's one of the best stalker based movies there ever was. Okay. Yeah, screw it. I've drank worse things before. I'm definitely hesitating, but oh God. Uh, God. Oh my God. Mm, yeah. The cringes are real. There's definitely a little bit of a metallic taste to it. Oh, the bottom of it was the worst part. Ugh. Oh, brother. I'm literally crossing my eyes here because that's almost as bad as eating sour candy. God, I've had expired whiskey and everything, like whiskey that's been open for a long time. I don't even know if whiskey technically expires. It probably does because it definitely tasted weird, but it didn't taste nearly as bad as that. Oh God, the chills it's given me. I'm not gonna throw up. Just trying to burp without making it super loud. Excuse me. Um. Oh, wait a second. Getting some kind of a notification. Go kart. What the? Okay, that's different. I should watch that as well. Yeah, you probably enjoy that. That's definitely. I feel like everybody would enjoy that. It's a straightforward horror movie. It's nothing too deep, but it's also kind of crazy. Like the story to that's freaking fantastic. I would love to make something like that someday. I mean, obviously, I've mentioned it before, but my dream career would be making films and stuff. But it's not a super plausible thing to think about because it's just not easy unless you have some kind of major connections in Hollywood. You're pretty much screwed because the only people who really get jobs in Hollywood are people who know somebody or is the son of somebody or daughter. Generally, they don't just give some random Joe Blow a shot at making a movie. And even still, I don't think I've never really put out anything that would get the attention of big studios. Even if they were going on YouTube to find a guy to make a film, I haven't really produced anything yet that would really grab their attention. I mean, I'm definitely working on something I feel that might do that, but who knows? And I really don't care if it does, but that's definitely always been a dream job. Make films, or at least write them. I've always enjoyed being a writer, so at least being able to write a film, that would be something interesting to do for sure. Something fun, something I would love to do. Now, I'm not very good with the logistics of it all, but don't worry, you're not alone. I actually drink the strongest alcohol that I can ever find. Yeah, see, I don't actually mind whenever it's crazy strong. The problem of it is whenever it gets to be flat like that. Like whenever it gets to be, it doesn't have much flavor. Like the hops. I guess that's what goes bad in beer. The hops of beer kind of goes a little bit sour or something. Maybe it just kind of like dwindles away. I guess it's almost like carbonation in a soda. Like eventually over time, the carbonation in the soda literally just goes totally flat and it no longer has the carbonation. And another thing that might actually be a problem is this can is kind of scratched. There's like a lot of bad scratching here, and maybe some of the metal got off into the drink. I have no idea. But definitely not the worst thing I ever had. Just, oh my god, cringeworthy. Super cringeworthy. Oh, brother. But, yeah. That's the dealio with that. What is... I'm still trying to get acclimated to some of this stuff. I'm not used to this. I'm definitely gonna do this more often. So you can mute the stream now. That's something that wasn't around before. You could turn on retouch. I guess make yourself prettier than you really are. That's fantastic. I definitely need that. What is this? Highlight saved to your channel as unlisted video up to the last 5 minutes. Okay, well that's I don't really need that, but that's interesting. And I think you could share the stream. Yeah, you could share the stream. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely more involved than it used to be. And also, a cool thing about it is on mobile, now you can actually change your thumbnail before going live. Before, you kind of just had to have, you had to take a picture of a thumbnail. That's the only way you can publish a thumbnail when you did one of these cam streams. And now you can upload any thumbnail you want. So I really appreciate the updates YouTube does because it just makes the experience so much better. Maybe a lot of people will leave Twitch in the future to come to YouTube because they're doing so many cool things with it. I personally think YouTube's pretty much the only future when it comes to video making. Like if you're going to be a YouTube video maker, you might as well just go to YouTube because they got so much promise here. I mean, you got shorts now. You got regular videos, you got live streams, you can make your own podcasts. I mean, YouTube is the real deal. This is like the best service you can get. And I'm saying that as somebody who's kind of had drama with YouTube in the past. They've screwed me over so many times when it comes to different things, but I'll always be supportive of YouTube because I've met so many awesome people on YouTube, including Pirate Stringer, Mama Goonie, Adventures of Xenia, Art by Nicole, who I think goes by a different name now. Witchy Nicole, I think her name is. Sharon Carey. One of my past girlfriends, actually. It sounds crazy. One of my past girlfriends I met here on YouTube. That was a great experience. I really did have a great time with that. That was a really good part of my life. I enjoyed that. And I wouldn't have had that without YouTube. So again, I really... While I have a little bit of gripes with YouTube, I've had so many good moments and memories and met so many good people on YouTube. The good far outweighs the bad here on YouTube. So I'll always be grateful for whoever the guy is that created YouTube. Dude, seriously, you're freaking awesome. Like, to all the people who have ran YouTube since, I don't have tons of positive things to say about you, but to the guy who made YouTube, the people who made it and said, you know what, let's make this thing. You guys are freaking awesome. Because it's, I say it's a good start. If you ever want to make a movie, I always like to be a game developer, but more original creations. I have actually tried my hand in game developing. I've made a couple of things that, I don't know if you've actually tried to make a game yet, like a full game, but They always say the best way to start off game development is make a really simple game. That way you kind of get an idea of how to do things. So what I did is I found out that Ren'Py Studio, which basically makes visual novels, is the easiest engine to use, and in fact it is. It would take a complete idiot not to know how to use Ren'Py. It's so basic. Like it's literally made there for you. All you have to do is barely put in the code. Start, play, audio 1, audio 2, character 1, audio 2, character 2. It's like it's so basic. I haven't even done it in like 4 years, and I could probably go right now to my computer and make a visual novel, and I could have it published within the next 4 hours. That's how easy it is. It's such a good start to game development. The only problem is I know how to do a little bit of basic coding, but whenever you get into engines like Unity and Unreal Engine and stuff like that, it gets to be really complex because now you're not just coding for a character art or a quote or a song. Now you're charactering for motions. Now you're moving an animated character. You have to also go and model the character. So it's like it's definitely overwhelming. You'd have to have a lot of patience for game development. And I personally, I didn't have the patience. I didn't have the drive to learn how to game develop properly. And I was getting too frustrated. I said, you know what? I'm a gamer. I play video games and I like making movies and that's it. I'm done. I'm done trying game development because I'm just embarrassing myself out here. I'll leave it to the pros and even the not so pros, the guys who just make goofy games. I respect it. I really do. Anybody who can put a game out, you're freaking awesome because it takes so much work to make a game. The best I ever did was in visual novels, and even those, whew, hot piece of trash. I put them together so fast, and the storytelling wasn't exactly there. I was just trying to make a game, and oh, it sucked. Maybe I'll try it again at some point. I have no idea, but it's definitely a fun start. It's a way to kind of dip your feet in coding and stuff. Basic coding. It's like the most basic you can ever have. But yeah. So whenever you make a game, I'll be happy to support it for sure. I know you're big into the Five Nights at Wario series, so maybe you can make a Five Nights at Wario's fan game after you make an original creation, because I know that those fan games for Wario's are super popular. People love Five Nights at Wario's, and I'm so pleasantly surprised by that too, because so many people have a bad reputation when it comes to making fan games, but Wario seems to be the one that everybody universally loves. I mean, you always see crap about Five Nights at Candy's, which I personally think is amazing. You never really see it. I don't really see a lot of bad stuff about Wario's. I mean, people generally love it. They're always super popular on YouTube. The games are always super successful. I mean, they've been going on for what, like 12, 13 years now? I mean, geez. I guess it'd be more like 10 years, because Five Nights at Freddy's been 10 years. It's been here 10 years, coming up on 11. So I guess it'd be more like 9 or 10 years since Wario's has been around. I don't know why I thought 13. Jesus Christ, my math is off. I'm freaking off. My head's off. But yeah, the Wario series has been extremely successful. I'm pleasantly surprised by that. I'm sure WW Wario is like, wow, didn't expect that. See, 11:46. I might go for a little bit longer. Maybe until it gets to like 60 minutes or a little bit over 60 minutes. Not to be confused with the copyrighted show 60 minutes. I don't want to get in trouble. Please don't come for me. I don't got the money to pay you off. God. Yeah. I was literally about to say something and then I smelled this and then my mind kind of went for a loop. What the hell was I going to say? My ADHD doesn't help either. That's also another reason why I'm kind of not very good at video games sometimes. My mind is so loopy. Like, I'll get my head into something. I'll see something. I'll be like, okay, got it. I'll go to the puzzle of which I was already remembering the answer to, and then I'll get to the puzzle, and suddenly I've already forgotten what the hell I was supposed to do. So that it kind of poses a problem whenever I'm playing like survival horror games like Resident Evil, where you have to remember a specific number, otherwise you're screwed. Because then you have to go back and try to avoid the zombies while, you know, looking at some stupid piece of paper or whatever. So yeah, my ADHD gets me in big trouble when it comes to my own mind, because like I smelled this, and already the thing I was about to say was just gone. Um, I'm trying to. I guess that's what I was gonna say. Is I'm trying to think of possible challenges I could do, like interesting challenges, not the same thing I've seen a million other places. Because I always like to do uh, something different. Like I've been making a ton of gaming videos, and obviously I love doing that, as I mentioned earlier. And I filmed a couple of reviews today, but I kind of want to do something like a challenge besides the subscriber special. You know, something that's like I've never done before. Well, it's your choice if you want to create your own game. Don't stress yourself over. Yeah, that's the advice I give to you as well. Definitely don't let it weigh on you. You know, don't let it weigh you down either. That's another big thing is so many developers, not even just FNAF developers, so many developers really want to make a game and then they get into it and then they just lose their drive to make the game. You just got to pace yourself. That's what it comes down to. See, whenever you, like I said, it's kind of the same thing when it comes to uh, I don't know if I even mentioned this earlier, actually. I can't remember. But it comes down to, like, deadlines and stuff. Whenever you... I guess I'm more referring to whenever I said, whenever you make something a job, it's no longer fun. So whenever you're making a game, and you start off making the game for fun, right? Because you want to make a game, and you're excited to make a game. So you put it together. You got a lot of passion behind it. And before too long, a lot of developers, at least, find themselves pressured into getting the game done, which becomes a job. It becomes a chore. You know, you come home from work or school, whatever it may be, and you jump on your computer because you got to get this game done because you promised people it's going to be released in July and it's already June, so you got to get it done. And you're sitting there at the computer for 13 hours a day, just pounding away at the keyboard. It just makes it not fun. You know what I'm saying? It's like it takes away the enjoyment. And that's all I can say is don't pressure yourself so hard. You know, take your time with it. That's the best advice anyone could ever give to anything, honestly. Gaming, filming, game making, all that stuff. Don't ever make it something that it shouldn't be. Don't ever make it a job when it's not a job. Okay. Oh, it's not as bad as the beer. Nowhere near as bad as the beer, but it's so not satisfying. I'll bring over the Beetlejuice drink because that's actually still relatively delicious. Anyways, so I've already reached an hour and 2 minutes. I might go a little bit longer, but so needless to say, wait. But yeah, I did make a demo of Five Nights at Wario's fan game, but I set it on hold because I'm actually trying to find a job. Well, I hope you find a job that you actually like too. That'd be good for you. To get into a job, and the key thing about that, here I am going on about life again, like I'm some 80-year-old person. The key thing to getting a job is to getting a job that you're actually going to enjoy, not just picking a job because you need some money. You got to pick a job that you could see yourself being a part of for a while. I only really pick jobs that I know that I'm going to love. I know that sounds kind of crazy because everyone says don't put all your eggs in one basket. To me, I only put my eggs in one basket, and there's a reason behind that. Because I feel like if you put your eggs in 10 different baskets, you got them all around here in 10 different baskets, before too long, you're getting replies from all these people, and then you're going frantic. You're trying to be like, okay, oh my God, I got like 10 interviews to do, boom, 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 and then which one do I pick? Oh God. Then you're getting stressed out because you got 15 different jobs you're either going to say yes or no to. And that's a headache. That's a big headache. So the way I've always done it is I carefully look for a job that I'm really invested in. I inquire about the job, and if they say yes or no, or if I decide yes or no, that's it. You know, then I go find another job. That's how it's been for me. I mean, the first job I worked with my stepdad. I worked with him at a building that he worked at. So that wasn't necessarily my choice. It was just me helping out the family. My first official job where I was actually on the payroll was working for a department store, which I took extremely seriously. And I enjoyed doing it. And then they let me go, which sucks. But it's a thing that happens to a lot of people. They let me go because they were cutting costs around Christmas. You know what? I'm not even gonna name drop the store just because I really don't care. It is what it is. That's how business works. And then I took a job working where my mom used to work at a college. And I enjoyed doing that. That was a lot of fun. And I enjoyed being there and knowing that I was doing something good for a lot of people. And I had to quit because of some terrible leadership, which is another thing that happens in some places. But it's a thing that's uncontrollable. You literally just can't control it. My boss didn't like my mom for whatever reason, and so she kind of took it out on me, treated me terrible, and I was like, you know what, I can't do this. And the funniest thing about that is they legitimately offered me a managerial position whenever I threatened to quit because they didn't want to lose me because my work ethic is so good and my skills are that high. They were like, we'll give you anything. We'll give you a managerial role if you stay with us. I was like, I'm a super honest person. I'm not somebody who beats around the bush and just tells you what you want to hear. And so when they said they were going to give me a managerial role, I was like, I straight up said, I wouldn't be good. I'm not a good manager person. I'm not a good fit for managerial roles. I'm not the type you want doing that because people have taken me as being too brash, too real, too brutally honest, and a lot of people just don't tolerate that. And a lot of people don't tolerate people who work hard. People have such a problem with somebody who clocks in, works their tail off until they clock out. Then they go home and come back the next day. For some reason, people have a problem with hard workers. That's just a thing I've noticed. Even online. I look at videos online, like on TikTok, and people are like, there's always that one guy at work that tries to show off. He always tries to outwork everybody. I'm like, when I go to work, I'm not trying to outwork anybody. I go to work because I'm being paid to work, and I don't control what you guys do. Like my coworkers now, I don't control what you guys do. If you want to go to work and not work, that doesn't bother me. I have my area to do. I do my area. I go home. I'm not getting wrapped up into the drama. I don't go to show off and showboat. I'm paid to do a job. I do the job. That's literally as simple as it comes. I'm not trying to show up anybody. If you feel competitive, or if you feel like I'm trying to be competition or whatever, or make you look bad, if that even is the case, maybe step up. Maybe try to show me up if it's such a competition. If anything, that's more of a compliment that people are threatened by the fact that you work hard. But the next thing about it is, after that job, obviously, I wound up. What actually happened? Oh yeah, I went to work at an animal shelter, which was honestly one of the best jobs I've ever had. I loved working at the animal shelter. I'm not going to name drop, just because I no longer work there, and I'm pretty sure that's against like contractual issues and stuff, and I could be sued for that if they ever found out. But that was a fun job. I enjoyed working there. I loved my manager there. I loved a lot of the employees. Some of them I didn't like, but that's how it is at every job. But I enjoyed working with the animals, the cats, the dogs. We even had some pigs come in from time to time, snakes. We had all kinds of weird or peculiar animals, I guess you could say, animals that you wouldn't really expect to see at a shelter every day. And I believe we had a snake at one point, for what I can remember. But that was a fun job. I love working with animals, but it just wasn't meant to be. There's just so much drama there. I was pretty much had no other choice but to leave because they were valuing other people's lives over mine. Like, I would come in on time, stay there late, and it was totally fine. And then everybody else, like the morning shift, because I work night shift, the morning shift would come in whenever they wanted to. Like, I was supposed to leave at 6:30 every morning. 6:30 every morning, I was supposed to be out the door. I don't think I ever left at 6:30 in the morning. I always left at like 6:50, 7, 8 a.m., 9:30. That's unacceptable. That's just not fair to the person who stayed there all night. Excuse me, it's just not fair. So that didn't work out for obvious reasons, and now I'm at a job, and I call it a blessing. Most people would call it a blessing. I'm at a job that has significant better benefits, better pay, early retirement, and literally just every positive you can name. Snow days, all that stuff. It all factors in as to why I'm still going to be at this job, and why, unless they get rid of me because they're cutting costs or whatever, I'm going to be there until I'm 53 years old. and I'm pretty happy to say that. So the best thing I could say is, like I said, don't force yourself into a job. I know many people who, in my family and people who I am friends with, who just rush into something to get one, and then they get into it and realize, oh crap, this job sucks. I'm out. Like if you can't stay at a job more than a year or two, that looks really bad on your resume. Like my dad, for example, he's had over 150 jobs in his life, and now he's stuck with, frankly, shit jobs that nobody wants to work. He's working at a job right now where they don't follow safety protocols. Like he works in a chemical plant where they're making chemicals for like rat poison and not possum poison, mole poison, stuff you put in the hole to make the moles die and stuff and go away. He makes stuff like that. And obviously, in a place like that, you're supposed to be wearing face protecting and masks and stuff. Well, they don't have any of that. So essentially, he's putting his own life at risk for a job because he screwed himself. He worked 150 jobs plus or whatever, and now he's stuck working shit jobs that nobody wants to touch. Yeah, and you know what? I've had a lot of different experiences. I'm only 25, and I've only really been starting working at like official jobs since 2020 actually. So it's only been about 5 years in the workforce, and I've experienced a variety of different situations. I stayed at almost every job I've worked at. There's the only one job I worked at for 3 days, and that's the one I told you about that had bad manager that hated my mom for whatever reason. So she took it out on me. She would always try to do stupid stuff and come in and aggravate me and just do things to. I think she was trying to get me out. Honestly, I think that was the plan, and it worked because I just couldn't work with her. That was just an impossible situation. So I quit within 3 days because I had no choice. But I'm a super honest person. I even put it on my resume. And when people ask, I always tell them why. I'm like, I can't work with bad leadership. I'm sorry. I can't. If you're going to treat me bad, I'm not going to work with you. I'm a pretty easygoing, calm person. I don't get angry. I don't throw tantrums. I don't, like when someone asks me to do something extra that I'm not required to do, I do it. I don't ask questions. I feel like that's just that's an immature thing to do. When a boss or someone in a higher position tells you to do something, unless it's something inappropriate or whatever, you do it. You don't sit there and whine. Someone like constantly at my work currently, so many people get told a job detail that they have to do extra, and they're like, "Oh my God, why me? Why me?" You know what? Everybody has to do it eventually. Grow up. We're all adults. I'm the youngest one at my job right now, and I don't complain ever. And yet everybody else has been there like 9 years or 10 years or even just a couple more years than me, and they whine every day. I'm like, bro, calm down, dude. Like, just accept it that we all have to do extra stuff. Calm down. Take it on the chin and keep moving. The more work I get, it sounds crazy, but the more work they give me, the better I work because I know that I have something I had to accomplish by the end of the night. And if I don't, I'm in hot water. So it gives me drive. It makes me work just a little bit harder to the point where even whenever they give me extra work to do, I finish at the exact same time I would if they didn't. Like for the last like 6 months, we didn't have a guy working in the downstairs area of the building. And so they would divide the work amongst the rest of us. So I got a section, everybody else got a little section. There's like 5 of us. Everybody got a little section to do. Everybody else complained. Or most people would complain, and then meanwhile I would just go and do it. But normally without the extra work, I finish at 9 o'clock generally every day. And whenever I got that extra work, I was finishing somehow at around 8:50, which I know doesn't sound like a big difference, but finishing even a couple minutes early is a crazy difference. So you have less work and you finish later than whenever I have more. I still can't understand how that happens, but I'm just going to assume it's because when I know that there's more to do, I, for some reason, just work just a little bit faster. Just a little bit faster. Just enough to get me moving, put a little pep in my step, I guess. I have no idea how it works, but apparently that's just how I'm wired. But, yeah, like I was saying, anyways, I just hope you find a job that you really love and one that you could stick in with for a while and one that treats you right and you really love. That's what I wish for you. because that's the best thing you could ever hope for, and a job that you could possibly retire into, anyways. So, yeah, we're at 1 hour 14 minutes. What the hell? Might as well take it at 120. With my luck, I'll probably run it over that too because I'll get yapping. But I think I've pretty much actually ran through everything I really had to say. I mean, I've kind of rambled a lot about random shit, but that's kind of what these slushy lives are about. But I've also talked about real life things like jobs and life after work and dream jobs and stuff like that. My streams are weird. They're not your typical streams, and I understand that. And I'm happy to have that. I'm glad I have a stream that's not anything like anything anybody else does, because I'm kind of a mental case, so that adds to it. And then you add in the fact that I got ADHD, which leads to even crazier conversations, me just yapping randomly. And then you have situations where I'm talking about real life things, which puts a really serious note on the stream. But hey, you know what? That's what I am. I'm like a train. I'm like a roller coaster, going up and down, or like one of those roller coasters that goes forward a little bit, then goes backwards. I'm kind of I'm not going to say a basket case, but I'm kind of a mixed bag. You never know which version of me you're going to get. And you know what? It's worked to me for the past. My mom seems to like me. I mean, of course, she's kind of obligated to like me, of course. But have had several girlfriends in my life. They all seem to enjoy it. They all seem to enjoy the weirdness. So, I mean, maybe it's not the worst thing ever. So, you know what? Maybe it's likable to some people, but who gives a damn if people like you? You just got to be yourself, and that's how I see it. Likes, dislikes. People like me. People don't like me. People want to hang around me. People don't want to hang around me. I still live and breathe the same way, so it is what it is. I always say one thing. I always say if you have one person in your life who thinks you're fun to be around, and one good person, or one person who just enjoys your presence, that's all you need. You don't need a room full of people who are trying to be fake to you and telling you whatever you want to hear. That's not what you need in your life. It's actually a good thing to not get taken advantage from a job to be a member, and doesn't treat your mom nice. That's a good thing left that job. Yeah, I couldn't have done it. I simply couldn't have done it. Nobody should be forced to sit there. I mean, the fact that he offered me a manager job, I was like, that's a bad sign. I was like, I told my mom, I was like, I wonder if that's why they have such bad leadership issues, because at the first jump of, red flags going off, the code red's shooting, going crazy, you got a guy who's quitting after 3 days on the job. You would think you'd be like, crap, there's something really wrong here. Instead, they offer the new guy, a guy who's in the process of quitting after 3 days, a manager job. What the hell? Why would you do that? Like, how desperate are you? But like I said, I'm an honest person. I'm not meant for manager jobs. People would hate me too bad. My girlfriend always tells me, she always says, you would make a great manager. I was like, you're just saying that because you like me. You have no idea. I'm too strict when it comes to work. Like, if I saw, like, a lot of people at my job, in past jobs, they sit on their phones. They just sit there and talk on their phones and play video games on their phones while they're supposed to be working. I would not tolerate that. I'd be like, get up and work. You're being paid to work. You're stealing money from the company. And frankly, a lot of people would hate me. And that's why I don't take manager jobs. I hope any of my advice can help Pirate Stringer. I'm not the most knowledgeable. I'm not the wisest person ever. But I have had a little bit of experience, and I hope maybe you could take some lessons from any of the stuff that I've had to deal with. I hope something good can come over the nonsense that I'm talking here, because, and to anybody who watches this in the future, or even people who have just lurked in, dropped by for a second and took off. I hope you were able to come away with something, because even though it is essentially just me talking, a lot of this is real stuff, and I hope that a lot of people can watch this and maybe make a decision based off of it. Maybe not make a decision, depending on what kind of thing you're involving yourself in. But like I said, that's a huge red flag. it's a huge red flag for someone to just offer your manager job like that. So, and like I said, I'm not manager material. And your kind words and
I'm not
honest.
quite sure how to help you with that.
I don't like how you listen in to me. That's my Amazon thing. My Alexa, stop listening to me.
There's a microphone off button on Echo Smart speakers, which electronically disconnects the microphones. When pushed, a red light appears, and your device won't process any sound.
And you take it so serious. I was kidding. I don't want to shut you off. I just want you to stop listening to me. Okay, whatever. That was a weird moment. And honestly, to be real with you, it startled me to hear a voice coming from over here. It definitely like startled you. Maybe you've even noticed my. You know, I'm gonna put that as a highlight. That'd be funny. That might actually be the only real highlight. It definitely startled me a little bit because that freaking came out of absolutely nowhere. uh, yeah, I've ran over 1 hour 20 minutes, whatever. I don't even give a damn. Um, I'll end it at whatever time. It doesn't have to be an even or odd number. Uh, what the heck was I saying? Oh, I was saying something about what my girlfriend said. Yeah. Anyways, like I said, I wouldn't be a good manager simply because people don't really want somebody who's on their case. I've noticed that people don't like a manager who's making them work, and I just couldn't do that. I can't be the non-responsive manager that a lot of people would want to have. A lot of people would call that, what's the word people would use? Asshole. To be frank, people hate people hate bosses who want to make you work. They want a boss who will just say, "Oh, you're on your phone? Awesome. What are you looking at? Let me see that TikTok you're watching. Oh, you're playing a game? What game is that? I want to download it too." A manager's not there to be your friend, and I just wouldn't be that person. So that's why anytime anyone asks me to be a manager, I'm going to straight up say, screw it. No, I don't want to be a manager. I'm not managerial material. You would not like it. It would cause nothing but a big stir up for sure. And that's honestly the best thing to notice about yourself is to understand who you are as a person. Know the kind of person you would be before taking on a job like that. Because I feel like a lot of people, when offered that job, would have been like manager spot, double pay or whatever it was that he offered me. Most people would have been like, yes, I don't care if I'm going to be good at it or not. I'll freaking take it, man. I'll take the job. No problem. And you know what? You'd probably find yourself in a situation just like she was, where she wasn't a good manager and she's running people out of the building because she doesn't know what the hell she's doing. And that's what causes problems. And that's the key thing is identifying yourself, knowing the kind of person you are, who you are, what would work, what wouldn't work, and that's how you forge a path to success in your life. Welcome to my TED Talk, Slushie TED Talk. Thanks for coming. I don't know. I'm just being stupid here. Uh, yeah, I don't mean to have like a little TED Talk here. It's kind of turned into that mainly because I'm talking about extremely serious stuff, but it's just it really is. It's a serious thing. Recognizing who you are, you got to recognize who you are. And I'm honestly trying to find that with YouTube. To go back to this whole YouTube topic, since I've gone so far off topic, I'm really trying to develop myself as an original personality on YouTube. I'm Every time I make a video now, I'm trying to come up with a new way to start it, something original that nobody really does. Everybody starts their videos, "Hello, everybody, it's me. Welcome to this game." Or "Hello, everybody, it's me, Markiplier, and welcome to Let's Play, blah, blah, blah," whatever. Just start off videos with "Hello, everybody, it's me." And I'm putting myself out there, by the way. I always start every video with "Hello, everybody, it's Slushie, and welcome back to another video." And it's not really original. The only thing original about it is the name, saying Slushie, because as far as I know, I'm the only YouTube gamer with the name Slushie. And that's the only thing truly original about it. I really want to find my own identity, something that nobody really does. And the only way I can think about doing that is starting every video creatively. My 2 food review videos I've done, I'm just going to spoil it. What the hell? It's not like some Marvel script. I'm not Tom Holland here spoiling the next Avengers. So I did a food review on the trolley popsicles, which are like gummy popsicles essentially. I did a review on that, and I did a review on the Dr. Pepper float ice cream. And I try to start those videos off with a different kind of intro instead of just starting off with the product sitting in front of me saying, "Hello, everybody, it's Slushie, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be trying these trolley popsicles," which is what I would have used to do. I'm trying to do something that kind of it doesn't really like it's not gonna like hit you too hard over the head that I'm trying too hard to be different, but it's like, hey, you know what? That's unique. You know, it's not somebody just standing there introducing themselves. It's a guy who's just trying to be goofy or something. I don't know, but just wanted to do something just a little bit different. And I'm probably going to try that with my gaming videos too. So that'll be interesting. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I want to try to be as unique as possible. Same way I am with the workforce. I want to be the same way with, with YouTube. Yeah, I'm literally at a loss of words now. I literally don't know what else I could say. I've kind of talked myself silly on this one. But I guess to sort of close out this stream in a way, I want to say it's a new year. It's 2025. Great things ahead for both the channel and me personally. Great things ahead for you, Pirate Stringer. You know, the best way to make things happen is to make it happen yourself. You know, sometimes you got to reach for things that people don't want to give you. And you know what? I realize that kind of sounds like a robbery. You know, you got to reach for things someone doesn't want to give you. Give me that money, you mother. No, I'm not talking like that. I'm simply saying sometimes people will try to hold you back and they don't want you to do something. You can't let people be like, try to control your life. You can't let people dictate what you do as far as, you know, making your own decisions. You know, you just can't do that because they'll always hold you back. You gotta forge your own path. Otherwise, you're walking on some heavily tracked path that many people have walked across, and so many people have failed, and not everybody's meant for that specific path. So that's literally the best thing I could say. But there's a lot of promising things ahead for you for sure, and I hope you get all of them. I hope you get that job, the job that you're looking for. I hope you get all positive things with as far as YouTube goes, your game development, whatever you seek out. I hope you get the best. That's all. That's what I can say for 2025. And it's a promising year. It's a brand new start. 2025 is different from 2024, not just because it's a new number, but because it's a fresh start. It's no longer the previous year. You can do everything all over again. You got a whole year to manifest whatever you want to happen, whatever that may be. Job, becoming a film director, becoming a game developer, getting 1 million subscribers on YouTube. You know, it's all possible if you want it to be. Everything's possible if you want it to be. The society will always try to weigh you down, but the only way you can let them weigh you down, the only way you will get weighed down is if you let it happen. That's as simple as it is. They don't have any power over you. Nobody has any power over you except for your own mind and yourself. So, you want it to happen, you make it happen. Boom. That's the best advice I could say, really. Again, welcome to my TED Talk, named Slushie. That's not not my real name. I can't even English. I would be terrible at a TED Talk. Most people probably walk out within the first 5 minutes. I'd be like, "Hello, everybody. My name is Slushie. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk." That's probably what they would hear, honestly, because I stumble over my words so much. I don't even have a stutter. It might seem like that, but I literally just get so excited when I'm talking. I talk over myself, and then it causes me to stumble over my words. I don't have a speech impediment. I don't have a stutter or nothing. It's just I get so far ahead of myself. It's like 1 foot farther than the other, which causes me to roll down a hill in my mind and causes me to say a bunch of crap that I'm not trying to say, and it causes me to stumble. You might hear it a lot, but when I watch these live streams in the future and stuff, and I watch my old videos for nostalgia, I'm like, good God. Man, I wish I could edit back then so I can cut some of that stuff out. But then there's also a part of me that's like, you know what? That's me. Who gives a shit? You know, I don't care. It's kind of conflicting, but it is what it is. You know, I'm happy to have the past that I have. I'm happy to have the life I have, the family I have, the subscribers I have, even the people who just drop in and watch and they leave dislikes. I got the same respect for everybody. You know, I don't have a hating bone in my body as far as people go. The only way you can get me to not like you is if you're genuinely a terrible person. That's it. I respect everybody. So the dislikers, the likers, the no likers, the sharers, the non-sharers, any I appreciate everybody. You all serve a purpose here. So whatever it may be, everyone's got their purpose. Everyone's got their life that they're building towards, and I respect it, and I wish the best for everybody, whether you like me or not. I wish the best for everybody. So yeah, that's about what I got to say. It's a hour 30-minute stream. I don't know if I expected to go this long or longer, but I think I've pretty much reached the end for this particular live stream because I'm just kind of exhausted myself by talking so much. Oh God, I tend to do that a lot with certain people and with YouTube. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. I will definitely be back with more Slushie lives because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy yapping. I enjoy talking. I enjoy being real. This is the realest version of myself. It's the unedited version of myself. It's the version that's not totally clean. You know, with editing, you can cut out a lot of shit. You can cut out cussing, for example. But I enjoy being my original self. So whether people, like I said, whether people like it or not, it is what it is. This is me. So I'll definitely be back. Keep moving this can. God damn it. I'll definitely be back with more. I'm going to be doing that subscriber special tomorrow. It'll likely be out tomorrow, or if not tomorrow, it'll be out Tuesday for sure. I got a couple other videos in the pipes coming out, or the works, I guess you should say. Hey, it was nice to see you, again, especially you streaming as well. Yeah, you know what? And I appreciate you staying the entire time, Pirate Stringer. I definitely never expect anybody to hang on the entire time, but you pulled through. You pulled through for it, and I appreciate that. It means so much. Honestly, it does. And again, wish you the best. Wish you a strong 2025. If we never get a chat again as far as streams go or comments go, I'm pulling for you. I'm pulling for you to make everything you possibly can happen this year. Make it happen. You got a supporter here. Always have a supporter. Where as far as videos, game development, life, you got it all. Make it happen. Believe in you. And you know what? And to all my subscribers, period, I wish the best for all you guys. Thank you guys so much for the 12,000. Like, when I started this channel, I know I'm supposed to be doing my outro, but when I started my channel, way back, God, it's coming up on 11 years. When I started my channel, I didn't take it super serious. I was just like, I'm just gonna make some videos and throw it up there. Maybe some people watch it, maybe not. Here we are, 10 years later, 12,000 subscribers later, and I'm blown away. I don't know where it's all came from. I don't know how. I don't know why, but I appreciate it nonetheless. And the people who just randomly bombard certain videos with views. I don't know if someone somewhere on Twitter or whatever is sharing my videos and it's going nuts in some kind of community, maybe a subreddit. I don't have a goddamn idea. I don't know, but I'm surprised, but I'm extremely happy. Warm, I guess, is the best way to describe the feeling I have when I see this channel blossoming. It's like my chest feels warm. Like I feel like complete or something. I don't know what the word would be. It's just a good feeling to know that people kind of support you. It's awesome. And I don't really feel like I make extremely important videos, but I feel like subscribing is like endorsing someone. It's like stamping something. Like, you know what? I like this guy. Awesome. There's my stamp of approval. Here's a view. Here's a like. Boom. Here's a comment. Here's a dislike, because you're still watching the video. I really do appreciate it. And to all my main subscribers, like the people who've been around for so long, my best friend in the world, I'm always scared to say his real name because I don't know if he wants it out there, so I'm just going to say his channel name. Arctic Conquest. He's an amazing person. Want to give him credit for just sticking in, being friends with me in the real world. Jesus Christ. Kidding, of course. He's just as much of a brutal experience to be around. I mean, I'm kidding also, by the way. I'm not being serious, Arctic. If you're watching this, I'm not being serious. You're not a total pain to be around. You're just a little bit of a pain. I'm kidding. Again, of course. But Arctic Conquest, he's amazing. Go subscribe to him if you get a chance. He's awesome. Witchy Nicole, she's amazing. Been a big supporter for a long time. Sharon Carey. Amber, I don't want to say her full name in case she's ever watching this. Amber, really appreciate you. Mama Goonie, Ventures Azenia. Um, I'm definitely missing a handful of people. Vagabond, God, I can't miss Vagabond. That's a name for the books. And Pirate Stringer, you're another name that's been around here for years. God, what was it been, like 2016? You've been around since like 2016, I think. I was watching one of your gameplays on some Five Nights at Freddy's fan game. I can't remember what it was. I think it's called Bins or something. Something strange like that. It involved a dog. It was a Five Nights at Freddy's game based around a dog, and it was really cheesy and goofy, but you made it interesting and you made it funny, and I was like, "That this guy's awesome. I'm subscribing." And apparently, it's been a online friendship that's lasted for years and years. So, anyways, thank you again for watching. Thank you to everybody who's watching currently, and thank you to everybody who's watching in the future, and everybody who liked, everybody who disliked. Appreciate you guys all. And I hope you guys have a good day, good night, good week, good weekend, and all that shit until I do the next live, and in which case your life takes a dramatic drop. I'm kidding. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.